Hello everyone, this is Justin, and I wanted to share with you a new set of functionality within the TimeKeeper application. Some of our users have expressed a desire to be able to extract the information, the timesheet information from TimeKeeper in a more direct way, so that way they can easily load it into Microsoft Excel or Google Docs, Google Sheets to work with it for purposes of supporting billing or invoicing. So we've added a new reporting mechanism to TimeKeeper, and I just want to give a quick demonstration of how it works. So first I'm going to log into TimeKeeper, and I'm going to bring your attention to this reports menu up here at the top. So I'm going into that. This screen loads up a filtering options and then the actual report itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by applying some filters. So for example, I'm going to only run it for my cost center. And then I'm going to run it for a particular date range. For the sake of this example, let's say that I'm going to run it for the entire month of February. So those filters are now set. So I have a cost center filter set and the date range. If we expand this grouping menu, we can see that there are some different options on how I can group the hour summary on the report itself. So by default, we're summing the hours by a week total. So it'll give me a grand total of each activity and each project the employees have worked on. The reason why it'll break it down by activity is because I have it marked to separate the activities. I also have it by default set to mark locations as well as notes. For the sake of my projects, we don't tend to use notes, we don't use locations. So I'm going to exclude those choices and then run the report. What comes out of this is a summary report breaking down by cost center, employees' first name and last name, the week ending date, what project they worked on, and their total hours for for each activity on those projects. So this information all corresponds with these group bys. If I were to include the locations, for example, and rerun this query, you see now that the location column is also presented. And if I had additional locations split up, then the hours would separate out based on those unique locations. This is a grid where I can click on the columns to sort dynamically. I can also filter down to a particular user in the last name field, for example. And we can see where I've spent a lot of my time recently. I can break down by week ending date or by particular project or particular activity. And then the grand total hours are presented here. If I wanted to extract this information out of TimeKeeper, then I can hit the little menu drop here and choose to export all my data as a CSV file. It'll copy it down here at the into my downloads bar. And if I go to Google Drive and go ahead and do a file upload or go into Google Sheets, and I'll choose the file itself. And now I have all that information directly available to me in Google Sheets. So I can extract the information that is being gathered by the timesheets and produce a raw extract of that information. I have different options in how I can subcategorize the hours. I can also, if I wanted to, break information down on a daily basis as well, but by default it does it by week. That can generate a CSV file, which I could open directly in Excel, or I have options to import it into Google Sheets. If I wanted to hide a particular column, I can do that. And in the menu drop, it gives me an additional option here to export either all the data or only the visible data. So I could, if I have filters applied or certain columns hidden and I just want to get that information out, I can do that. Or I can do all the data and then utilize Google Sheets filtering to also further break down this information. So this is a pretty big step, and we're hoping that the introduction of this set of reports will help with onboarding new user groups to utilizing TimeKeeper. Being able to pull that information out in a summary in that way will help with invoicing as well as project performance analysis. And remember, this is only a short-term solution. In the long term, we're hoping or planning to build a much more robust productivity reporting mechanism. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Please take care.